it's not always about your job role. It's about you as an individual.
Young people do that because they want to see how far their social is willing to go.
We have to help these young people prepare for real life.
You know what? There's more to us than just kicking a football and just rapping. Yeah. As a black man, I can be educated. Rob?
Yeah, man.
Bro, it's been a minute, you know?
Oh, no, man.
I just kind of gassed, didn't it? Like, it's been a while, innit? It wasn't been like, what, 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes a break is good, you know, just to refresh, analyze, see what we got to do next and everything. But, yeah, man, we're back.
We're back, people. We're back,
bro.
We're back.
Man. How you been? You been all right?
Bruv, to be honest with you, work's been very, very busy. I mean, obviously, I know... one of the episodes that we did about the strikes. I mean, obviously that's still ongoing anyway. So I know.
Listen, I got one thing to say right here, right? There's working, and there's me, myself, and I.
No, it's true.
And after a while, yeah, brother. As much as we're dedicated fully to our job, we have a passion, don't we? And we have a passion for helping young people and vulnerable families, yeah. But there does come a point, brother, yeah? And especially like if you're in a marriage or partnership, you've got children,
where you got to think about your circumstances.
It's about me, myself, and I. And after a while, hang on a minute, does my case become before me, myself, and I?
No, I hear you,
yeah?
I hear you.
Is my case paying my bills? Is my case paying my mortgage?
No,
yeah? Is my
agree.
case paying for my children's clothes and uniform and everything?
Yeah.
So it does come a point where it's like, enough is enough. And there has to be fair working conditions, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying before.
Nah, I hear you, man. I hear
Come on, social worker, do your thing, yeah? Yeah, the thing already, yeah?
Look at it. Look at this guy, innit? But guys, just to say, obviously just thank you so much for, the support. Rob, I mean, we've got a lot of things that are coming up this year. And I know, Rob, since we did the panel, like, guys, just to say the guests, we are having guests. I know we keep saying it, but we are having guests.
They're coming.
Yeah, the panel is going to come onto Spotify as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But you know where to find myself and Rob. We are on Spotify. We are on Instagram. Rob, I do Instagram lives as well, innit?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I do Instagram lives.
Yeah. And guys, you will be seeing me a bit more.
Yeah.
All it is, my timetable has been hectic.
My man is ghost out here, innit? Trust me.
Hectic, man.
Yeah.
Trust me, man. But we soon come.
Yeah.
We soon come.
We are on Spotify. We're on Instagram.
But hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Like, listen. Nah, on the roll, I'm getting a little bit upset.
Why are you getting upset for?
Because they're not liking our videos.
No, it's true. Like, people, it's free.
On?
It's free. Listen, guys, yeah. Every single episode, you see it.
What? Is it Nana's haircut? Is it my
beard?
Yeah,
listen.
Is it the go-to?
Listen.
Is it his top? Why are you not pressing like?
Guys.
No, we doing something wrong.
You guys, you know what to do.
Brother.
Like, subscribe. It's right there. Right there. Press the button. It's free. Like, subscribe, share. No. Also, like, Rob, one thing now, I think Twitter, I'm starting to tweet a bit more.
Yeah.
So, I'm starting to tweet. So, we're on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter. Follow us on TikTok.
No, brother, no. I'm not happy. I just realised we're actually creating great content,
Yeah, I know.
Right? Liking is free. You'd have to pay for it. Did you know also there's no subscription?
Yeah, actually there isn't,
Brother, what they got to do is ding.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean?
So guys, we're everywhere, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe. We're on Twitter, Spotify, active on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
We're there, man.
Yeah.
We got podcast events coming up.
It's coming, man.
And then we got more coming up. Don't bait out what's coming, yeah? don't bait out what's coming in it. But we got things coming in it.
Soon come.
But right.
But how you doing though? You're right.
Yeah, I'm good, But I want to talk about today's topic. I think it's important that we talk about it.
Yeah. What is the subject?
I know it's sensitive. But I already told you what it is.
No, what is it?
All right. So what I want to talk about is adultification bias.
Okay. Yeah.
In education and in social care. Over the last couple of weeks or so, there's a lot of things that have been happening on social media, and also been going on in the news. And adultification is something that's very much present, but people are now talking about it a lot more, and rather it's quite concerning.
Yeah.
In terms of, particularly from our community, in terms of how our community feel in terms of our children, whether you work in education or work in social care, and how professionals are actually engaging with, children who are black, and also from other minority ethnic groups. But on social media, from what I've seen, it's, particularly around black children. And I think this episode is more about, me and Robert have to put out there a lot of home truths.
Yeah.
And also we have to also hold, our professions to a certain standard when we know the system that there's certain injustices that are happening. And I think from my perspective, I just want to be very, very clear that adultification bias is present in education and social care.
Very, very present.
And the case of Child Q is not an isolated case. There are so many examples of Child Q happening across education and social care. And what we need to be challenging, we have to be challenging professionals who engage with our black children. Because, bruv, the truth of it is that there's lots of professionals, whether you're a social worker, you're a mentor, or you're a teacher, who have those biases and they bring it into the workplace when they're working with our children, black children, girls and boys.
Yeah.
The moment that you identify any child or young person, you completely eliminate any kind of child protection or safeguarding or your duty of care that you have. And I've had my own experiences where I've worked with families. I've had a lot, as a black social worker, I've had a lot of black families on my caseloads. I've had so many families, but I've had a lot of black families on my caseloads. But I've worked with a lot of black families where children have been open to me. And at times, bruv, I've been in those rooms where I've heard the language and the rhetoric of professionals, how they're describing this child or young person, black child, male or female. And I've had to step in and say to them that I think, you know what, I'm quite offended by how you're describing this child or young person. There are safeguarding issues and there's a duty of care that you have. And irrespective, you've got a child, it's in front of you, regardless of whether the child's black. And what you're doing is you're not taking into account that there's vulnerabilities of this child. And the language that you're using, for me, is very dangerous. And the question has to be, if that child in front of you was not a black child, would you be using the same language? Would you be having the same duty of care? Because that's the reason why, bruv, in our community, you find that a lot of black families, when it comes to the system and engaging with the system, whether it's social services, whether it's education, that there's an element whereby actually the community don't trust the professionals because they feel that there's a level of inequality and discrimination that's at work. And that professionals have a certain view of children who are black, won't give them the level of care that they should have in comparison to their white counterparts, going forward. And bruv, I have to say it, the inequalities are there. And that's not me saying it because I'm a black male social worker. I've seen it, I've had to challenge it, and we got to be real. There's professionals out there, they have those biases, they bring it into the workplace, they have no duty of care for those children.
All right, so I feel it's very important, that got to be careful, we've got to have balance, and, social media is a yin and a yang. Social media is good and bad. Now, there are many times you will see a video on social media, but it might not tell the full story.
That's true.
You have to remember this now, You might see 20 seconds of a clip. Example, you might see a black ethnic minority female or male being beaten up, by white Caucasian students, okay? But we don't know what happened 30 seconds before or a minute before. We don't know. We're just going by what we see. Now, when you see that, it's the shock element. Now, okay, yes, we know in the news over the last couple of weeks, there's been several incidents in different schools all over the UK where we've seen a lot of black ethnic minority students being beaten up, bullied, which is GBH, isn't it? They've been actually insulted, and there has been, young people who have been arrested and their parents or counterparts, Now, for me, in education, It's about being educated. I've said this so much times. In London, most of the students in London are dominated. I'm going to repeat this again very slowly, just in case, because I know sometimes I talk fast and everything, but let me just really say this slowly, right?
Yeah.
Most of the students in London, London, north, south, east, and west, are mostly dominated, they're filled up with black ethnic minority ethnic groups, most of the schools, in London. You have many schools that have Somali, Bengali, Pakistani, white Caucasian, etc., etc., etc. But the majority are black ethnic minority groups, That is what most schools are filled with, in terms of culture, all right? Now, what's very, very important is, once again, keeping up with the times and also understanding culturally what type of young people I'm working with.
Absolutely.
I saw Troy Deeney, big up Troy Deeney, by the way, as well, right, And there was a program on ITV, and he was trying to get I think it was black studies or black education, right? He was trying to make it part of the school curriculum.
Yeah.
And he wrote, and he also had a meeting with one of the MPs about trying to get it on the school curriculum. Because, as I said before, most of the children in London, right, who go to school are from that group. So why not have it as part of the curriculum? When they learn about Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or who else can I think of? Just Barack Obama. Just black history, where they're educated about where they come from, who they are, and learn about their ancestors, or when our parents came over, or their granddads from Trinidad and Jamaica, or wherever, in the 50s and 60s, or learn about African culture, etc., etc., etc. So for me, a lot of it is they're not educated. They're just not educated. Another problem as well, my brother, right, is that there's not a lot of time for staff training. There is and there isn't. I shouldn't say that, because there is. But they, most of the time, will tell you, this is what we're going to study today. Now, what I saw on social media, what I didn't like, but I'm not going to judge, because I don't always want to judge a next fellow professional, especially a professional who is senior leadership.
That's right,
Right? So I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But how it does look, my bruv, is that there's lack of urgency in him stopping someone being very abused, getting beaten up, kicked in her head, spat at, punched in her face several times, all right? And I didn't see any urgency. Now, maybe I need glasses, maybe I'm short-sighted, maybe someone could tell me if I'm not seeing something right. But I'm thinking, right, hang on a minute. Because I know me, let me tell you something, right, most teachers now, bruv, they, a lot of schools, there's a thing called Team Teach. I don't know if you've heard of that.
No, what is Team Teach?
So Team Teach is where you're professionally trained to de-escalate fights.
Right.
So yes, at times you may have to physically put your palms, your hands on a child. But in a specifically trained way.
There's a way to do it.
Which is authorized,
it's authorized.
Team Teach is authorized, Now, as I said before, some schools have it, some schools don't have it. But brother, I'm thinking, right, where's the urgency? My man's walking like he's bopping to the park or to the shop to get milk or something, right, He's just walking slow. What's going on? What, did you just wake up? Do you know what I mean? So, for me, it's lack of being educated, and it's about, do they want to be culturally updated?
But this is the thing, bro, isn't it? But this is the thing, and this is the reason why I think you're right.
I want to be fair. I don't want to
Nah, but what you're saying, bro, is right. But I think at the same time, though, there are lots of cases that are out there with what many young people and children are experiencing, and it's what you said about the urgency. But I think when you're looking at it and the patterns in terms of it, in terms of what's actually happening out there in terms of children who are from black and minority ethnic groups, is whether those professionals there have the same level of duty of care as their counterparts. The question that you have to ask is, is there a level of discrimination and bias that comes with it? Because you know what, the other day I was actually in training into the adultification bias. Do you know what I'm saying? And there was a staff member from the police who was there, and you know, I was going to ask a question and said, look, one thing I want to ask you is that, so in terms of the training with the police, for example, what training did the police have? Because on social media, when the police engage with the black community, the duty of care isn't there, you know, in terms of, and I said it in the last episode about communication and level of care and how you engage. So I asked that question because it's about, if you're a professional, whether you're a social worker or you're a teacher, yeah, there's a duty of care that you should have to all your children. The Children Act 1989, it doesn't attain race to any child in this country. It says children. It doesn't say the welfare of a black child, white child, age is paramount. It says the welfare of the child is paramount. It doesn't attain race to it. So that's me having my social work head on. So if I'm guided by that...
Yeah. Sorry, I do apologise for interrupting.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the last bit? Because you actually mentioned a very critical, fantastic point. The bit you just said just now.
About the Children Act, and it's not attained to race.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So the Children Act 1989, it's not specific to a specific race of any child in this country. It says the welfare of the child is paramount. So if I've got a black child in front of me, or a white child in front of me, or an Asian child, the duty of care is the same.
Now that point there, that's it, bruv.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
But that's the issue.
Yeah, but you're right. But the issue is that there's professionals out there, when they see a black child, they don't see safeguarding.
Right.
They don't see safeguarding. They don't see child protection. What they see, bruv, criminal, delinquent, prison, stereotype. That's what some professionals see. That's what guide their decision making as to, you know what?
Do you know, I'm laughing, right? Because
why are we laughing? Why?
Sorry, man. Because remember, I rang you yesterday, innit?
Yeah.
And I told you something, right? And I don't even know if I want to bring that up now, but...
Leave it there, bruv. Leave it there, yeah. Leave it there. But anyway, leave it there.
Oh man.
But what I'm saying is that what I was saying is So I'm off track now. So what I was saying is that
it's not racial. It's safeguarding.
Yeah. So there's some professionals, when they see a black child right in front of them, they don't see a child protection issue or safeguarding issue or a level of need. They see delinquent. They may go and see criminal. They may go and see, prison, exclusion.
Yeah.
There's no level of need or duty of care that should be there. And the processes that you should be following, you're not going to follow it. Because I tell you what, I don't want to go back on the whole child queue thing, but I'll go back onto it. Because when I read the inquiry, even the response they gave to child queue was so weak. Because there was no process that was followed. Didn't even think, oh, you know what, actually, let me get advice from social services. Let me just get advice. There was no actual process that was followed. To the point that young person is still feeling ramifications today. So what I'm saying is, bruv, is that you got to call out a spade a spade. There's professionals, bruv. They see black children, and I'm sorry, bruv, with all due respect, they don't see safeguarding. And I'm telling that because I've been in those meetings, bruv. I had to check professionals, say to them that I've told professionals, said, listen, this young black child who's in front of you, it says it's an education issue, but they're open to me as a social worker. This young black child who's in front of you needs your support, And yes, you can talk about all the outside things. I'm saying to you, he needs your support. Why is it you want to back off? Why is it that black child's, why is it that their journey, why can't we put them on the right path? Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Because the whole part of this podcast and platform is that we got to be the first and tell the truth. And if you see injustice, and if you see the level of practice that's out there, bro, it's facts. It happens, bro.
All right. As I said, it's very important to unbalance, right? Yeah, because I can have a habit of. And
bro, I'm not saying all. I'm just putting out what
it's generic conversation.
Yeah, generic conversation. Yeah.
All right. Once again, bro, it's about being educated, right? I'm gonna keep saying this. It's about being educated, and it's about training staff, with sufficient training to understand, the culture and the nature of children they're working with. Now, bro, you've got to remember this, right? Yeah, there's a thing called people are very quick to judge people. Yeah, stereotype how you look, how you dress, how you talk, right? Yeah, all right. Whether it's adults, whether it's children, everyone does it. MPs do it. Professionals do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Now, let's just keep it real. North, south, east, west, Hackney, Tottenham, Brixton, Ladbroke Grove, Harrow, Willesden, Stonebridge. Yeah, these are just some of areas I'm naming. What are they known for? Gangs. Yeah, what are they known for? Black boys in gangs. Black boys getting knifed. Black boys in gangs getting shot at using guns and knives. Let's just keep it real. So then there's PRUs, or there's people referral units, alternative provisions, right? Yeah, that are all over the UK or in London, whatever, whatnot. They are filled with the majority of black ethnic minority group. So what it is, some professionals, they expect it, bro. Let's just keep it real. They expect it because the type of young people who are getting excluded, who are in gangs, are of a certain colour.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Okay, no, I hear you.
I'm being balanced now. You know.
Yeah, no. I know you're being balanced, but does that omit you?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't omit you from still having a duty of care for them.
No, it doesn't. No.
Do you know what I'm saying to you? Because when I've had my caseloads, whether I've had a black child in front of me and you've been in a PRU or you're part of a gang, I still got to work with you.
Yeah.
I will still work with you.
Yeah.
If I got a white child in front of me, irrespective of your case scenario, I will still work with you. But yes, of course, Rob, what you're saying, yes, people will go and say, oh, you know, some professionals will have that view, okay, it's a black child, oh, here we go again, and all this and all that that. You can't be in the field then.
Yeah.
Because when you're in education and safeguarding, you're there as a professional to serve all children, not a specific colour of children.
100%.
It's all children. And that's why I'll go back to what I said earlier. The children that, as a social worker that I work with, even the children that 2004 update, it says every child matters. Yeah. Every single child matters. Yeah. So if you have a black child in front of you, if you have a black child in front of you, you have a duty of care to them. Yeah. I don't care what the case is. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
In a sense, but you have, bruv, a duty. Because, bruv, you do training. Yeah. I spoke up it before. You do. I mean, yes, we can talk about.
But the training's not enough. That's the problem, though.
Yeah, but bruv, that's what I'm saying to you. But yes, we can have cultural competency training, anti-racist practice training, adultification bias training. You can have all that, but it's about you as the individual. If you have that bias, you can't work with a black child if you're gonna have that bias. You can't.
I'm gonna tell you something. So I do a lot of workshops in many different schools. Yeah, and I talk to the children because we talk and we conversate.
Yeah.
And when I do my workshops, I love to involve them. What do you guys think? What are the solutions? How can I do better? What can a local authority do to like help you guys in your generation, whatever, whatnot? So I'll give you a prime example. Okay, right, yeah. Now, so as I said before, there are specific alternative provisions where many of the young people have been thrown out of school. Yeah, all right, due to 9 times out of 10 behavior because they haven't behaved in their mainstream school. Okay, all right. So they go to an AP, and to be honest with you, the curriculum is pretty crap. Yeah, I said it. Yes, I said it, and I don't care. Right? I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. I said it.
Man, yeah.
The curriculum is pretty crap. In the curriculum, you're taught maths and English, maybe a next other thing if you're lucky, right? And I asked them, "What do you guys think of that?" Robert, as I'm supposed to help me in my GCSEs, right? Now, there's 2 ways of looking at this now. Yeah, you should have behaved yourself then, innit? Then you would have had the options to have more of a variety of lessons that will be more applicable to you in your education. But then hang a minute, no, because education is education. But one thing about APs, they're more outside the box, right? Yeah, where they'll nurture them and talk to them about society, right? Yeah. But then at the same time as well, and I don't want to repeat this, I asked the children. And they say to me, Robert, they don't even teach us about credit. They don't teach us about cryptocurrency or about saving or about mortgages. They're telling me this. I'm asking them.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? I'm asking the young people. Tell me, educate me. I want to know.
Yeah.
So I can go back and tell the people this is what we've got to put in place and this is how we've got to help them. And a lot of schools don't do that, you know. They don't do that. So once again, brother, it's about...
So you think that's where the gap is and why we're having these issues and cases?
Yeah, it's the ethos of education and social care, right, yeah? And many other industries, brother, of just, you know, how can we better manage these situations? Because it's about managing the situation. let's keep it real. One of the things that I despise, can't take it, pisses me off. Sorry, it really, really does, right? Yeah, it's the normalization of youth violence and the way they talk to each other. Violence is normality, yeah, right? It's normal, right? It's like making a cup of tea, or someone got stabbed and killed, and everyone they just continues. Oh yeah, you got stabbed. It's normal now. It's normalized, but it's a dysfunction, bruv. It's a major dysfunction, and it causes trauma, right? Yeah, I think I told you one time about this before. One you said to me last year. He was 15 at the time. He said, "Right, I've been to 12 funerals." He said, "I'm not even 16."
Raw.
Right? Okay. Let me repeat that again, brother. He's been to 10 plus funerals and he's not even 16. Right? So before his 16th birthday, imagine the trauma. Now, it may not happen at first. It may come next year or the year after and the year after. So right now, in terms of trusting and making friendship groups, he's anxious. He's got anxiety. He's got major anxiety, bruv. Now, once again, when we know that there are gangs and we know that, so this is another thing as well. Social media is a massive thing. Because once again, in schools, and I remember you saying this, it should be taught in schools about social media and the impact of cyberbullying and inboxing each other and name calling and being horrible to one another. But once again, it's the training. We have to find better solutions, right? Yeah. And I don't care what color you are. Listen, as a black man, I like to be educated about different students. So, example, I've learned over the last couple of years, I'm quite educated about working with Muslim students. You know, it's Ramadan, as we know.
Yeah.
You know, the Eid is approaching.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Muslim have a certain belief. You know, the Quran. They have a certain way of living. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I might meet a young boy who's a gypsy. He might be from Ireland. Sorry.
Yeah.
Or Scotland, right? Yeah. Are you Catholic or Protestant? Do you know what I mean? So it's about, so as I said, so it doesn't matter what color we are. It's about, as professionals, right? Yeah. It's about, do we want to be educated? Are we trying to educate ourselves to change the solution?
Right.
But at the same time as well, schools right now, brother, it's a mad thing right now, brother, as you know.
No, I know it is. I know it's a mazza. I know
Mm.
right now, Rob, it's a mazza in schools. Do you know what I'm saying to you? But I just think, like, with a lot of these cases that keep on happening, it's coming to a point whereby, like, you know, the community's not really trusting sometimes, you know, or in general, when their children go.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think that the video shown on social media, does it do the schools and the people involved justice, or are we just seeing the video at the wrong end of the stick? That it looks a certain
The thing
way.
is, with that particular video, yeah, that we're talking about, yeah, because obviously I've seen the fights, you know, the thing is, I think the teacher was there, but from what I saw, there wasn't, as you said, teacher wanting to step in. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? There wasn't, and the question as to the reason why is it?
Some say that what the teacher done, it was okay.
Yeah, but this is what I'm trying to say to you, and this is the question that we have to ask our professional colleagues and our counterparts.
Yeah.
That when you're working with children from a specific background, why does your landscape and your approach change? That is the question. That's the question that we need to ask. There's some cases that you're working with certain children. Actually, no, not landscape, but yeah. But why is it, if you've got a black child in front of you, why does your landscape change? What is the barrier for you in being able to have a duty of care?
Yeah.
You know, because okay, if for example you haven't got those views, let's say you haven't got racial undertones, because let me be real. I know racial undertones are at work in education and social care.
Standard.
Yeah, standard. It happens. And anyone who will come and tell me that it doesn't, it happens.
Standard.
Racial inequality exists in education and social care. All these undertones are at work. This is why all these cases are happening, because you have professionals who they've got that and they won't act and they won't do anything to change it. So the question is that if you've got a black child in front of you, why is it that you feel that you can't engage with a black child? Why do you have that stereotypical view already? You know what I'm trying to say to you?
And you are right. It's a concern, and it's a concern because It's been showed many times, and
many times, bruv.
Especially the last couple of months,
bruv. And this is the reason why, bruv. Why our community, there is a barrier there. Yeah. Even bruv, me as a social worker, if a referral comes in, our community straight away, nah. Take the stigma away.
Do you know?
But do you know what I'm saying? Like because I think our community feel like the actual system, you know. The system, the system. It's systemic. You know what I'm saying?
The system is broken as well.
That's what I'm saying.
It's broken.
You know,
and they prioritize the wrong thing. But as I said before, and everything, right? Yeah. Look, in England, right? Yeah. Like, it's majority filled with ethnic minority groups. Most schools. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Give you a prime example, right? Yeah. Tower Hamlets. Most of the schools in Tower Hamlets, right? Yeah. Well, not most of the schools. In fact, no. Yeah, most of the schools, right? Yeah. Are filled with Bengali, Pakistani.
Yeah, there's a big Bengali, big
so
Bengali community there.
So there's a massive Bengali, Pakistani community in that part of East London.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm a black teacher or a white Caucasian teacher, right, and I work in a specific school with Muslim, Bengali, Pakistani students, what do I need to do? What should I do? What are some of the things as a professional that I need to think about? The type and culture of young people I'm working with.
That's right.
What is their culture? What is their upbringing? What is Eid? Yeah, what is Ramadan?
Yeah, you need to know.
You understand?
You need to know. So if you're a teacher and you work in a predominantly black area, predominantly black area, you know, you got to think about this. If you're working with a child who, say, for example, from Ghana or from Jamaica, what do I need to know? What is their culture? What is their language? I'm saying, because that's how you engage. And I think sometimes, bruv, the reason why a lot of things exist is because the teachers don't want to know. Sometimes they don't want to know. They don't want to.
Or is it senior leadership? Because remember, it comes from senior leadership.
Well, bro, this is it.
To a degree,
yeah. Because, bro, at the same time, we've had this conversation before where we said about the inequalities that exist in senior leadership. And maybe when it comes down to it, senior leaders themselves, with all due respect, I'm saying it, don't have the cultural competence.
Oh, yes. Blood,
yeah.
Nah.
Come on. Hey, bro. Nah. Because I have to say it. I have to say it, bro.
Shut down, boy. I can't even say anything after that, boy.
That's it. Bro, that's the thing.
Big.
No, but with all due respect, there are senior leaders in social care and education who don't have the cultural competence. Yeah. So when it comes down to dealing with specific cases, with specific people from a specific community, they don't know how to.
But I'm gonna have to say, and I know people.
And that's it. Episode's done.
Done. Listen.
That's it.
Like you know, like he shut the party down. Right. Game over.
That's it.
Right. Winning free kick.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Penalty.
Top of the mountain. Yeah.
That's it.
World champion. Yeah.
That's it.
WC world champion.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Guys,
like, subscribe. You know this thing already and everything. Yeah.
That's it. Save. He had to shut the team down. That's it. That's it, bro. That's it.